Okay. So before we get into the breathing and the physical practice this morning, I want to introduce a concept, give us a little bit of a map of where we're going and why we're going, right? So the practice, as I said, we will be seated and we will work with isolated nostril breathing. So that's the what, right? That's what we're going to do. Why are we going to do that? So isolated nostril breathing, we're going to be targeting and working with the nadis, right? The nadis are these energetic channels or pathways that exist in the body. Um, and it's maintenance, right? We want to clean out the lines, right? If you ever worked at a brewery, you got to clean the lines, you got to do it, right? We want to clear the channels so that we can better access, particularly our wisdom, right? Our wisdom body. So in the yogic philosophy, we have these five koshas, five layers of the body, the self. Some of them are physical and tangible, right? And then we get more into conceptual layers. But we have the physical body, that's one layer, that's one kosha. And then we have the energetic body or the emotional body, and that's another layer. We have the mental body, right? What the mind is doing. The mind can be doing something completely different than the physical body or the emotional body. I mean, if you've ever been at work and you have to get your job done, but inside you're having an emotional meltdown, and then physically you're doing the job that you have to do, right? So we can have these fragments of the layers, all of them doing something different. And then we have the wisdom body. And then beyond that, we have the bliss body. So those are the five koshas, the five layers. So our intention today is to work with maintenance, cleaning out the nadis so that we have better access to our wisdom body. So what is wisdom? And you can think about this in a couple of ways. But we have knowledge, right? And we have learned knowledge, which is information from the outside coming in. So that could be reading the newspaper, reading a book, watching a documentary, listening to a podcast, talking to a friend, right? That is outside information that I bring in. Okay. Wisdom is inside information, inner knowing that comes from the inside out. So it's embodied knowledge. It might be a learned or lived experience. So an example would be grief, right? If I've never experienced grief, I could read about it in a lot of different ways. I could look up the definition. I could watch a sad movie. I could make myself very knowledgeable about all of the atrocities of people dying in the world. I could learn about grief. When I experience grief and I lose a loved one, now I have wisdom of what that feels like. Now I know grief, right? So there's this difference of information of something that I have conceptually learned, right? And that lives more in the mental body versus the wisdom body. That which I know to be true because I have felt it, I have lived it, I have experienced it. And the reason why it's so important that we do the maintenance to clear the channels to be able to access the wisdom, the inner knowing, that wisdom and intuition are best friends, next door neighbors. And that's what helps us live the life that we are wanting to live, meant to live, right? These channels get clogged up, and sometimes with the best of intentions. Like this could look like a friend who's like, oh, try this thing. You're going to love it. Right. Or no, don't do that. Don't go there. You want to take a vacation? Don't go there. You'll hate it. You won't like that. Right. They're trying to give you information that they've gained because they want to either spare you from suffering or they want you to have the same joyful experience that they had. So there can be these best of intentions where someone attempts to influence your experience in life. That might look like you're in a partnership and it's not the right partnership for you. And you know there's something off, but everyone else thinks it looks so great. You're the perfect couple. Everything's great. This is exactly who you should be with. He's a wonderful guy. She's a great girl. What do you mean you're unhappy? And you know there's something off. And so we have to differentiate throughout life what is our inner truth and our inner knowledge and our inner knowing versus outside information that sometimes, with the best of intentions, clogs up those channels to know what is our truth, what is our knowing, what is our intuition and our knowledge. And this can show up in all kinds of ways and shapes. You could be in a job that you absolutely hate, and everyone else is saying, oh, it's a wonderful job. You make all this money. You have great benefits. Like, why are you unhappy? And you just know you are because it is not meant for you. And we can stay in situations that are not meant for us because of other people putting this information, clouding up our access to our inner knowing. Okay, so that's why we're going to do the maintenance today through this isolated nostril breathing. It's a maintenance to clear the channels so we have better access to our wisdom body. And we suffer in direct relationship to how much we can hear that little voice inside of us saying, this isn't right, get out, and how much we deny listening to that little voice, right? So that can really directly lead to some suffering. And so the intention here is to clear the channels, to have better access and communication to the wisdom so that we can lessen our suffering and actualize into living what is our truth, what is right for us. And that can be very scary because other people might not understand what is right for you. And they don't need to. But it can be very challenging to live a life that is misunderstood by other people. So that's the why. Okay. So just sort of let that settle, take from it what works for you, leave the rest. Let's come into a comfortable seat and we'll start to dive into the actual practice, to the what. So again, the what will be the isolated nostril breathing. So take a moment, maybe look around, maybe shake the head a little bit, maybe shrug the shoulders, drop them down. And if it's available, you can close the eyes. The eyes aren't ready to close yet. That's okay. Just pick a point to look at, one point to focus on. Just a moment here to let what I said settle. If you are someone who can hear your inner wisdom, if you are in a point in your life where you are listening to your intuition and living from that space, then that might have landed nicely in your body. If you are at a point in your life where you are having trouble accessing your inner wisdom, your intuition, if you're in situations where you are having to go against your inner wisdom that might not have landed so nicely in your body. So just take a moment and check in and see what your relationship is to that inner compass. Do you have access to your wisdom body at this time in your life? The circumstances that you might be facing, the life curriculum that you're currently presented with. Just checking in, just having a moment here. And we all know when we're able to hear it, access it, live from that place, or if we've had to self-abandon for whatever reason. So start to enhance the quality of the breath here. See if you can take nice, nourishing, full inhales through the nose. Exhale out the nose or the mouth. We'll start to work with isolated nostril breathing first through the left nostril. So this is the lunar channel. So what this will look like is you can either use your thumb or your pointer finger to close the right nostril. You can use your left hand to push the cheek and the cheekbone maybe up and out of the way. Sometimes this helps get more airflow in. So you're welcome to try to manipulate the cheek. And we'll just be inhaling and exhaling out the left nostril. At the end, we're not going to go super fast, or it doesn't have to be very intense. It'll just be nice full inhales and exhales. At the end of this round, I'm going to guide and offer to hold the breath out for about a minute. So 1 minute breath retention out. If you'd like to do the breath retention, then follow my guidance. If it doesn't feel good in your body, you can skip breath retention and you'll just come straight into recovery breath, settle breath. So you have the choice there, and I'll cue both options. So in and out just through the left nostril, first cleaning this nadi, so this line of energy. If a visual is helpful for you, as we inhale through the left nostril, that energy is coming through the left nostril, it's coming up to the third eye center, and then here it's crossing into the right side of the body, and then coming down the right. And there's some people who say that the nadis cross at the chakra centers. There's others who say that they just stay on that side. But you can picture as the inhale comes up, passes through the top of your forehead, and then starts to travel down the right side, if a visual is helpful for you in these practices. So let's bring the hand or hands up to the face, depending on if you'll be working with the manipulation of the cheekbone. So right hand is going to plug right nostril. And we'll inhale and exhale just through the left. So let's start here with an exhale. Empty the lungs. Empty, 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 empty. Plug the right nostril, close right, and inhale through left. Exhale through left. So just keep going here. Inhaling and exhaling only through the left nostril. Nice, slow, calm, full, complete breath. Drawing the air in through the left nostril, filling the chest, feeling the subtle shifts in the body, and then exhaling out the left nostril, completely empty, clearing this channel. Energetic maintenance. Keep going here. We'll stick with this for a few more moments. Just taking notice of how this feels. If this channel is clear physically, if the nostril is a bit clogged or congested, energetically, how this feels. Emotionally, if anything comes up on this side, just keep going. Nice, complete breaths here. So fully in, fully out, as full as you can get the inhale, and as complete as you can exhale. If you'd like to do the breath hold, then follow my cue. As you exhale, on your next exhale, empty all the way out, all the way out. Empty, 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 and release the hands to your thighs and hold the breath out. Hold the breath out. This is a minute hold. Retention of breath out. If you do not want to do retention of breath, come straight into subtle breathing. If you're holding the breath out, I will tell you when to breathe. If you need to breathe before I say, that's okay. Inhale through the nose, fill up, fill all the way up. Nice and slow, nice and calm. Inhale, 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 inhale. Proud chest. Hold the breath in. We'll only hold for about 10 seconds. Hold the breath in. Exhale with control. Exhale, release through the nose. Come into recovery breath. Settle breathing. Notice any sensations in the physical body. Any sensations in the energetic body. Notice anything happening in the mental body. We'll work with the right nostril now. So this time, the left hand, either using the thumb or the pointer finger, will close the left nostril, and we will inhale and exhale only through the right. So the right hand can manipulate the cheekbone if that's beneficial for you. And we'll start together with an exhale. So you can bring the hand or hands towards the face to get ready. Let's exhale to begin. Empty, 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 and begin. Close the left nostril. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the right. Inhaling and exhaling only through the right nostril. Inhaling and exhaling only through the right nostril. Maintenance on this line, on this energy channel. Notice if this is more open or more clogged. Notice on the physical level, as well as the energetic and the emotional. Maintenance here with the intention of having better access to our wisdom. That's the intention. Keep going here for a few more rounds. If you'd like to follow my cueing for holding the breath out, on your next exhale, empty all the way out. Release the hands to the thighs and hold the breath out for 1 minute. If you do not wish to hold the breath out, come straight into recovery breath. If you're holding the breath out, keep holding. I'll tell you when to breathe. If you need to breathe before, that's okay. Calmly with control, inhale through the nose. Fill up, 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 all the way up. Big breath in, full capacity of the lungs and the chest. Happy forehead, proud chest. Hold the breath in just for about 10 seconds. Feel that energy. Feel that new, fresh energy in your body. Release it through the nose calmly, with ease, with control, with grace, and come into subtle breath. Take notice, both channels clear, clean. How does it feel to breathe now? In through the nose, out through the nose. Let the lungs be the guides. What do they ask for? How do they feel? We'll spend just a few moments here sitting in silence, sitting in stillness, checking in with our wisdom body. That little voice. Sometimes we really try to ignore it. When we listen to it, there's so much power there. Let the breath flow naturally, no force, no effort, just sitting with yourself, your own inner knowing. We'll close the practice with 3 rounds of Brahmari breath, 3 rounds of honeybee breath. You can leave your hands exactly where they are. You can take the hands into prayer position or simply place left hand over right, right hand over left. So 3 rounds of Brahmari breath. Let's start with an exhale, empty all the way out. Inhale to begin. Mm. If you're ready, you can gently flutter the eyes open. Taking a look around your space where you are, reorienting yourself. And thank you so much for joining this morning. Very lovely to have you all. Faces, familiar faces. Thank you for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I will see some of you next week, if not before. Sending you all love. Have a wonderful day.